So the first thing ImJoshV introduced was this Quivr foam cannon. I bought one, I absolutely love it. But then he introduced the Quivr, the Hot Coat ceramic detail spray. And he said you could do it a couple different ways. You could spray it, rinse it off. You could spray it into a towel on a dry surface, or you could use it as a drying aid. So I have behind me one of fleet vehicles with the company that I work for, and I'm gonna try it out all three ways on this vehicle, and I'm gonna see which way is the best way. Now, just a word of warning, I wanna see, because we maintain this literally by tunnel wash. It does not get polished, it's not ceramic coated, it doesn't have any coating on it, so I wanna see, you know, without claying, without anything, if it was just your normal everyday driver that somebody wants to use, you know, this stuff on as a drying aid, the hot coat, okay, I want to see how well does this work. Does it work? Will it work for you, your average user that's not like meticulously maintaining your car? So anyway, let's get into testing this out 3 different ways. Let's see if it works. Okay, so the first way, Quivr, the hot coat, the first way he recommends, spray it, just spray it onto a towel, wipe it in, see how it works. So let's try that. So we're gonna do half the hood like that. Oh, and you know what, guys? As I'm doing this, I just realized I didn't show you just that there's no protection on this hood. So let me break out the pressure washer on the other side of the hood and on a door, and you're gonna see just that there's nothing left. All right, so on this side of the hood, we're gonna spray some water. You can literally see the paint is just flat. It's literally just sitting there. The water's just sitting there. And if I bring you over to like the side, like to a door, all right, let me show you that. You could see there is like zero going on there. We want to check this as a drying aid, so let's test that out. I'll flip to a different side of the towel. Let's see what happens. Used it as a drying aid. Okay, so what Josh says to do before you test this, or before, basically once you wipe it in, you really should let it sit there for 5 or 10 minutes, something like that. I could tell you immediately though, like there is a slickness and increased slickness to the paint where I wiped it in. And well, let me see how it feels where I use it as a drying aid. As a drying aid, in fact, you could feel some roughness in the paint. It doesn't feel nearly as slick as where I used just where I wiped it in with a towel. But let's see if we use as a spray-on rinse-off. Let's see how that works. All right, guys, so you can see no hydrophobics. Let's see what happens if we start spraying this on. Oh wow, immediately I could see it actually just broke that water. That was very, very fast. Let's rinse and see what happens. That is not bad. Now I see it's sheeting slower here and here. I sprayed more in the middle, but let's see if I give it a little spritz on the sides. Let me open that up a little bit more. There we go. A little bit on the sides. Let's see what happens. All right, let's see how this looks. All right, we see flat paint again. We'll spray some on here. We'll get the whole door this time. We'll let it sit for a second. Let's rinse. That is so much better than it was. I mean, you could see the difference. It was still sheeting a little bit slow. I mean, we don't take care of this. We don't clay this. So this is literally like a beat up paint. This is a fleet vehicle. So I can honestly say I'm seeing a good, it actually provides some extra shine. In fact, here, this is all wet back here and we haven't hit this with anything yet. So we'll do that. Yeah, I do see some added gloss. This is definitely an added gloss, and I feel some added slickness to this. This absolutely feels great. I mean, you could feel, literally, I could, just running my hand on here, I could feel all the contamination that's still in here, and this was still able to bead. Okay guys, so this part of the car, the hood, this is where we first started. This is where we just sprayed it on the towel, wiped it in. It's been sitting now 5 to 10 minutes. So let's see how this looks. And again, like literally I could feel the contamination. All right, guys, totally impressed. I mean, like I wouldn't say this acts like a ceramic coating, but considering how contaminated this paint is, that I literally just like washed it and then put this on there. There's no claying involved or anything. I didn't polish. This is actually looking really good. Let me check the side where I use it as a drying aid now. All right, guys, this is the side we used as a drying aid. Let's see how this looks. All right, so as a drying aid, it does look better than it did. Obviously, now we get some hydrophobic effects. I don't see any tight beads or anything. I mean, the side where I just wiped it in, totally amazed. This is like, this side is no joke, guys. Like just wiping it in. I mean, we got some nice beads. Yeah, definitely as a drying aid. This is outrageously slick with the towel. This feels great. Okay, let's get to, we wiped this in here. Let's see how this looks. Absolutely amazing. All right, this was the first thing that we did. We just sprayed this off and rinsed it. We sprayed on, rinsed it off. Let's see how it looks now that it's had time to sit up. Very nice. And then we did the same thing back here. We used it as a drying aid. All right, guys, I can't remember if we sprayed on dry or not, so let's do this. All right, so you could see there's literally no protection on there. Let me dry this off. All right, so I'm just gonna put some sprays. Now this is just dry paint. So let's just put some sprays on here. So we'll give it nice coverage, okay? I'm gonna let this sit now. Let's see what happens. That is 100% better than it was before. I mean, you saw the water behavior. Let's check it out again. Let's do it one more time. Okay. We have just sheeting, nothing going on. I grab the towel. All right, let's wipe this, let's dry it off. I mean, I'm doing the whole car anyway, why not? So we'll come in, we'll give this a few sprays. All right. No magic here. Okay guys, so I showed you with just the simple wipe on, wipe off method, which, I mean, that actually produced the best results so far. Then I showed you the drying aid method, which didn't work as good, at least on part of it. But on others, if I applied more, applied 2 coats, it actually worked really good. And then I showed you if just the car was dry and then you sprayed it on and then just rinsed it off, that actually worked really, really good. So anyway, now this comes in a 32 ounce size. So it's a big bottle, it'll last you a long time. $29.99, I believe it is. So it's actually pretty inexpensive for a ceramic sealant. And I mean, you know, this paint is, I wish I could just, I wish you could be here to check it out in person, just how trash this thing is. It goes through tunnel washes. We do not polish, we do not clay it. We don't do anything. People get in it, they drive where they need to go. You can get it at the House of Rags. In fact, code TOD saves you 10%. The link is below. Or I think maybe on the ImJoshV, his website. But anyway, a great product from ImJoshV, the YouTube channel. And I know a lot of you guys say YouTubers, you know, products, whatever it is, but honestly, like, they know he's a professional detailer. He knows what he's looking for. You know, it works where he is in SoCal, but it also works where I am too. I'm here in Cleveland. So anyway, guys, check this one out. I really like this one. And well, let's check out the longevity of this. We might have to see how long this lasts because this goes through tunnel washes once a week. We're gonna check this out. So anyway, until the next time, I will talk to you later, guys. Bye. Okay, guys, the Quivr Hot Coat. So I did it 3 different ways. I think I did. Now I can't remember.